Hello everyone, and welcome back to Finance IQ. Today's deep dive into an essential yet often overlooked aspect of American culture, the school lunch program. Across the country, these programs not only fuel our children but also ignite debates on nutrition, economy, and education. Why do some schools manage gourmet meals on tight budgets while others struggle with basic offerings? How do corporate interests shape what our children eat every day? We're unraveling these questions and more. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, and let's get into the complex world of school lunches. Historical context of school lunches. Our journey begins in the mid-1800s, when the Children's Aid Society of New York first implemented an informal lunch program. Fast forward to the 1930s, school lunches gained momentum as a formal program amid the Great Depression, serving dual purposes, aiding impoverished families and providing a market for overproduced farm goods. This era laid the groundwork for what would become a staple in American schools and highlighted the role of educational institutions in addressing broader social issues like malnutrition. Evolution into a multi-billion-dollar industry. By the time the National School Lunch Act was signed into law in 1946, school lunches had become a crucial part of American education. This legislation marked the transformation of school lunches into a federally supported program, ensuring that no child would go hungry during the school day. Today, this initiative has ballooned into a multi-billion-dollar industry that intersects with large agricultural interests, commercial food companies, and federal policy, feeding millions of children across the nation. Financial mechanics of school lunch funding. Understanding the funding of school lunches is key to grasping their complexity. Initially fueled by federal support, the funding trickles down to states and eventually to individual school districts, each adding their layer of administration and decision-making. This layered funding model means that the quality and type of food offered can vary significantly from one district to another, often reflecting not just nutritional needs but also economic constraints and local policy decisions. Corporate influence in food quality. In the sprawling market of school lunches, large food corporations like Tyson and PepsiCo play influential roles. These companies not only supply the food, but also help shape dietary guidelines and menu selections through lobbying and marketing, aiming to maximize their contracts with school districts. This involvement raises questions about the balance between profit motives and the nutritional needs of millions of children. Nutritional standards and federal guidelines. The USDA sets nutritional standards that school lunches must meet, which include specifications for calorie counts, sodium levels, and servings of fruits and vegetables. These guidelines aim to ensure that meals are balanced and healthy, but they also open doors for interpretations that can sometimes lead to questionable inclusions, such as the infamous classification of pizza as a vegetable due to its tomato sauce. Lobbying and policy influence. Lobbying efforts by food industry giants are a significant force in shaping school lunch policies. Organizations like the School Nutrition Association, backed by industry members, advocate for policies that sometimes align more closely with industry interests than with nutritional science. This lobbying can influence everything from the ingredients in school meals to the standards by which foods are judged to be nutritious. Economic disparities and lunch quality variance. The disparity in lunch quality across different regions and schools is stark. Wealthier districts may offer fresh, locally sourced meals, while poorer areas might rely on cheaper, processed options. This variance not only reflects economic disparities but also affects the nutritional value of the meals provided to students, potentially deepening the divide in health outcomes between affluent and less affluent students. The role of school lunches in child nutrition. School lunches are often the primary source of nutrition for many children, making their quality paramount. Proper nutrition is linked to better academic performance, better health, and improved attention spans in children. The role of school lunches goes beyond just feeding kids. It's about providing them with the necessary nutrients to succeed both academically and physically. Challenges and innovations in school lunch programs. Despite their critical importance, school lunch programs face numerous challenges including limited budgets, outdated kitchen facilities, and a lack of trained culinary staff. Innovators like Dan Giusti, the former head chef of Noma, are stepping in to revolutionize this space by introducing scratch cooking and fresh ingredients within the constraints of school lunch budgets, aiming to improve both the appeal and the nutritional content of school meals. Public perception and future directions. Public perception of school lunches often focuses on their poor quality or unappealing presentation, overshadowing the essential role they play in child nutrition. Looking forward, There is a push to not only improve the nutritional quality of these meals, but also to reframe school lunches as a valuable component of education, deserving of greater attention and resources. How brands like Domino's profit from school lunches? A deep dive. How major brands like Domino's Pizza carve out lucrative niches within the school cafeteria industry. While it may seem straightforward, the journey of a Domino's pizza slice onto a student's lunch tray involves a complex interplay of nutrition standards, marketing strategies, and economic interests. If you're curious about how big brands influence school lunch menus and what it means for the nutrition of millions of students, the school lunch marketplace. School lunches in the United States are not just about feeding kids. They represent a multi-billion-dollar market that attracts some of the largest food companies in the country. Each year, schools serve over 4.9 billion lunches, creating an enormous demand for food products that can meet both federal nutritional standards and tight school budgets. Brands like Domino's have mastered the art of navigating these requirements to become preferred suppliers in this lucrative market. Nutritional guidelines and brand adaptations. The transformation of Domino's into a school-friendly option began with the USDA implementation of the Smart Snack Guidelines. These guidelines set strict limits on calories, fats, sodium, and sugar levels in school foods. To tap into the school market, Domino's had to significantly alter their recipes. They introduced the Smart Slice, a pizza that complies with these regulations by featuring a whole grain crust, lower fat cheese, and reduced sodium sauce. This adaptation shows how flexible a brand can be when there's a profit to be made, modifying their products to fit into the specific niche of school nutrition standards. Economic incentives and marketing strategies. Domino's not only altered their product, but also their marketing approach to penetrate the school lunch program. Their strategy includes rewarding schools with points for every purchase, which can be redeemed for equipment like warming ovens or even branded merchandise. This creates a continuous cycle of dependency and brand loyalty from schools, ensuring consistent sales while promoting the brand directly in educational settings. It's a clever move. Domino's uses the school setting as a platform for early customer engagement, hoping students will recognize and choose their brand outside of school as well. Corporate influence and lobbying efforts. Beyond product adaptation and direct marketing, Domino's and similar companies engage in significant lobbying efforts to shape school lunch policies to favor their products. By being active members of associations like the School Nutrition Association, these corporations ensure they have a seat at the table when nutritional guidelines are discussed and established. Their involvement raises concerns about the potential conflict between profit motives and the nutritional interests of students. Impact on school nutrition and student health. While brands like Domino's claim that their adapted products are healthier and aligned with federal standards, critics argue that allowing fast food chains into schools undermines efforts to promote whole, unprocessed foods in educational environments. There's an ongoing debate about whether these adapted products truly meet the nutritional needs of growing children, or if they merely meet the minimum guidelines while maximizing corporate profits. Case studies and real-life implementation. To understand the real-world implications, let's consider a few case studies. In some districts, Domino's Smart Slice program has been reported to account for a substantial portion of the weekly menu. This reliance on processed, albeit adapted, fast food raises questions about the diversity and quality of school meals. As we've seen, school lunches in America are a window into larger issues of nutrition, economics, and public policy. They are a vital part of our educational infrastructure, impacting millions of children every day. It's crucial that we continue to discuss, reform, and invest in these programs to ensure they serve not only as a means to feed our children, but as a foundation for healthier, more successful futures. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of America's school lunch programs. What are your thoughts or experiences with school lunches? Share in the comments below. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth discussions. Together, we can raise awareness and drive change for better nutrition and brighter futures in our schools.